Hello guys, welcome to Corona Tutorials. Well, this is the first video of the Corona Tutorials that we have planned, and in this video we are going to concentrate more on tiled map editor. First thing is where to get the tiled map editor from. It is the most simple thing to do. Just go to google.com, search for tiled map editor, and follow the first link, download it, double click install, and then you are set for life. It will be there for you, and just double click it and it will open the window. So as soon as you open the window, the first thing that you must do is create a new map. Just press Ctrl N, it will open this tiny window, and there are a bunch of things that you must take care first, because like we want to use this with Corona SDK MTE, that's Million Tile Engine of Corona. So first thing is, of course, orientation will be orthogonal, and the layer format, it's too important. It must be CSV. There are a bunch of other things, but we want to stick with CSV, else it will simply create lots of errors and you'll be having no idea what to do. So once this is done, what we're going to do is, this even the render order is not a big deal. We'll just keep it to write down, and I usually stick with width of 22 and height of 22. It's a simple tiny map that's big enough to hold all the characters and all the surprises that you are planning for the game. And of course, the map size is 704 into 704, and it's pretty straightforward. Tile size is the size this every single bit of the map will be. It's usually 32 pixels, and it is supported in almost all the SDKs, all the systems as of now. So let's keep it that way and just hit OK. So yeah, here we are with the new map, and we must save it somewhere. So let's save it in, let's see, we'll go to game developer, and yeah, here we'll save it as YouTube, because I'm doing it for YouTube. So let's name it YouTube, and TMX is the format that we want for the save file to follow, because this is what's supported in a Million Tile Engine of Corona. Save. Yeah, we are done with this. Now what we are going to do is the next most important part, that is, from where do we get the tile sets to create this map. uh, to basically, it's pretty straightforward. Just go to google.com and type in 2D game assets. There are bunch of game assets that are totally free for you to use, and of course, once you search it, there is something called as gamemart2d.com, which provides royalty free 2D game assets. Actually, they say it's totally royalty free, but yeah, if you are having some commercial goals for your game that you're developing, it would be better to contact these guys and just ask them if you can use it for free. And they have the pretty good collection of all each and everything that we'll be needing to build our game. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, like just click it and download it, and they have some licensing issues. Please go through, and yeah, you can always pay them once you earn lots and lots of money by making the game. So this is a website, and of course there are other things that you can get from going to the images section of google.com. There are so many tile sheets, you can see, and literally there are like sci-fi, medieval, whatnot, everything, cartoonistic cards and all that. So get whatever you need, and just follow them. So once you have downloaded each and every tile sheets you need for your game, what we'll do is we'll get back to the tile map editor, and we have to import it. So before importing the tile sheets, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look of this panel, layers panel. This is the most important part of what we're going to develop, because in some complex games, like we will be having multiple layers, so that we can distribute some of the entities or the assets that we want to place on the map over a bunch of layers. In complex games, there will be somewhere around 10 layers, but we are going to develop a very simple, straightforward game, so we will stick to 3 layers. So how I'm going to divide in 3 layers is, the first layer usually will be the grass layer. So we'll just go ahead and name it grass or ground, whatever you want to name it. I'm pretty lazy, so I will just stick to grass. And next layer will be, uh, this is the second layer. usually I call it player because this is the layer where I'm going to place the player programmatically. I will be watching all those things in the next videos. So this is the player layer we have, and after this we will be having a third layer. Usually I call it top layer because all the assets that we don't want to interact with directly, and these are the assets that we want player to walk into or something like a building, so that player will be able to walk into a building. So this is the way things are placed. Player layer is the most important layer because most of the interaction are going to happen in this layer. There will be obstacles, there will be player, there will be enemies, and lots of action will be going on this layer. Grass is just a base layer that will hold grass layer or the ground layer, which will be holding all these assets over it. And this is the action layer, and this is the layer where we'll be placing buildings and other stuff, wherein we want our player to move into. Okay, we will take a look at that once we develop our game. So yeah, this is the basic setup of layers. Base simple three layer game. After we are done with the layers, next most important thing is importing the tile sheet. So here we have a panel, tile sets. So here what we are going to do is we are going to import a bunch of tile sets that we have downloaded from the, like any website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button, and it opens a panel. So first we will be importing a pretty straightforward tile set. So I will hit browse, and what I will do is I will just select this world flat. This is readily available with Corona's MTE engine. It's already there, so no need to download it. I'll just open it. I am using it because it has a bunch of grassy tiles that we are going to use it for the ground layer, and there are other bunch of things as well that we can use, like this one and all that. And if we are planning to have a game that is set in some polar region, then you have this ice kind of terrain as well. Like you can you surely use all those things. So what I'm going to do is after this I'm going to import another tile set. This time it will be a different tile set, which is my favorite because it has almost everything that is needed in the game, like trees, forests, and all these containers that we want. There is some home and all that stuff. So yeah, this is what we're going to use most of the time in our game. And another tile set is to have some buildings. As you can see, there are no much buildings in this. There are some simple crates and all that stuff that we are of course going to use, but we will also want some buildings in which our player can go into and interact with some of his friends and all that stuff, or maybe get into a bar and have a drink or something. So what we're going to do is we are going to make use of another image, but the problem with that image is, let me show you that image first. So here is the image that we are going to use. It has some pretty decent buildings, like they are very nice, very clean, and pretty easy to work with. So what we are saying here is there isn't a transparent background. We will stumble upon these kind of images every now and then. So we need a way by which we can just make it transparent, and actually there is. So what we're going to do is we're going to this website, and this is pretty straightforward. There is nothing much to do. Just choose the file, and we are going to the folder that holds all the sprites, and we are going to select the image and click on show image. So once we click this, here is the image, and we want to click on a pixel that we want to make it transparent. Like this is the color code that if it disappears the image becomes transparent, and we have some shades and all. It will look pretty cool. So here is the color code. What we're going to do is we are going to copy the color code, and in tiled map editor, while importing this image, we will tick this, and we will click here, and we are going to type in the color code. Once we do this, what the tiled map editor will do is wherever it finds this particular pixel, it will replace it with, or it will make it transparent. As of now, it's opaque, but once we import it and we will specify all the things, it will be set to transparent by the tiled map editor itself for us. Hit OK, and we have it here. So as you can see, it's transparent now, and of course it's not exactly the way we want it, but yeah, this is as close as tiled map editor can get to it. So once we have it, we have so many buildings that you can place on our map. So yeah, so this is the basic setup of all the assets that we need to create a map. So let's get started with the actual work. First thing would be, of course, to press Ctrl S and save the setup for us. And yeah, first thing would be to place a bunch of assets onto the map. First, what we are going to do is we are going to click on grass. Just we want to make sure that the ground layer holds the grass or any thing you want it to look like. So what I'm going to click is I'm going to select this bucket icon and go to world flat, select a grass, click it. So we are done. If you want it to be icy or something, do this. It's icy terrain, and yeah, it looks like that. So it's totally up to you to decide on what kind of terrain it will be. For me, I love it to be grassy, so I'll just do this. And after we are done this, what we are going to do is we are going to ignore this layer for the rest of the tutorial. Click on the player. Player is the most important layer, so well, this will be holding lots of what we can say obstacles or the entity or the assets that player is going to interact with. So what we're going to do is, in this, as of now we will not do anything much in this. We'll go to the top layer. In top layer, what we're going to do is we are going to place some buildings and all. If you have a rough idea on what all you are going to place and where you want to place it, so yeah, go ahead and do this. But if you're not sure like where the buildings will be and all, you can definitely be in the player layer and place all the maps, I mean place all the roads, place all the obstacles, and then you can surely go ahead with the buildings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this top layer and select this stamp, and with this what I will be able to do is I will be able to place some obstacles or house or like whatever I allow to. So as we know, with this is the top layer, there will be no interaction. I will be placing some houses. I mean houses where I think they will be in the map. So what I'm going to do is I want this entire house to be placed somewhere. So what I will do is I will click this and hold shift and click this tile. What it will do is it will select all these 9 tiles and make it as one. So I can place it just by clicking like this. Very simple, very straightforward, no confusion at all. So we have some 4 homes around here, and what we're going to do is, as there will be people, they need water to drink. So what we'll do is we'll place a small well. So again the same thing, click on this tile, hold shift, click here. So it will set all 4 tiles, and maybe they have a well somewhere around, maybe here, so everyone has access to water. And of course, if there are people, then they also need roads to get through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this tile. This looks pretty promising, I guess. Yeah, this may look like a road, and I'll just drag it very carefully. Yeah, we have a small road over here, and we also need a road that is going to connect to this side of the map. So yeah, just go ahead and select this one. Just make sure that you select the uh, correct set of tiles while drawing it. It must not look like there are two different bunch of roads that are connecting. So yeah, this is the way. This is maybe like this is connecting to another map that we are going to load later in the series or later in the later stages of the game. So yeah, just it's all up to you. And we may plan to have a forest somewhere over here. So as you can see here, there is a small tile set that looks somewhat like a bunch of trees or a small forest. So again, the same thing. Click on this tile, hold shift, click here. It will set all the 4 tiles, and we can place it like this. While placing these kind of tile sets, make sure that you are placing it precisely where you want it, else it will mess up really bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a small forest over here. Yeah, this is the way. And as we can see, it's not complete, like this tree does not have a top of it, and tree is missing the left side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this tree to make it complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select only these two tiles. Click here, press shift, click here, so it will select these two tiles and place it over here. Now it makes it complete. Same thing for this side as well. We will take the left side and place it here, and over here and over here, and we'll take the right side and place it over here just to make it complete. Top side is missing for these trees, just place it. And there is the bottom corner missing. Maybe it will not make it look good, but yeah, let's not do it. Let's keep it this way. Of course not complete, but this is the best we could come up with. So yeah, there will be an excuse for us. So once we're done with this, what we're going to do is maybe we will just go and plant some obstacles. Well, when you are going to plant some obstacles, make sure you are in the player layer. And to set the obstacles, you must take care of other things as well, as physics and whether it's solid or not. Of course, we'll go to that now. Select a tile sheet, and if we want this to act as an obstacle, you must make sure that it has a property called physics. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in physics. Once we have physics, it must be set to true. What it will do is it will make this tile as a tile that has some physics to it. That is, it will act as an obstacle, that it is an actual physical object that is stored or placed on that layer. So whenever player hits it, he will be stopped and it will act as an obstacle. And there is another property that's very much needed, that's solid property. Hit OK and set it to true. It says that this is a solid object. That means it has some mass to it, so that whenever user hits it, he is actually stopped by it. So it will actually act like a tree that has been chopped down. So let's see what it does. We'll place some over here just to make it look like a tree has been chopped down somewhere here. And we'll be having log piles. People have chopped the trees, and they have some log piles. Again, same thing. Shift, click here, hold shift, and again click over here. It will give you logs. One log over here, one log set over here. Yeah, this looks pretty fine to me. So particularly in this section, what's going on is these particular tile will act as obstacles. So when user hits them, he will be stopped. So this we want to make sure that he's not going to walk over these chopped tree, and it will make it look very unrealistic. And but when he comes into this forest, he will walk under these trees, and it will make it look like as if he is walking into the jungle. So it's yeah, pretty straightforward and not that what we can say unacceptable and all. So it's pretty fair, I guess. And even the same will act for these homes. Whenever he will walk into it, he will be actually entering inside the home. So to give a feel of as if he is entering into this home and staying there for a while for a nap or something. So that's what we want. So basically, yeah, this is the way we do it. Grass holds the ground. Player is the most important layer. Lots of things are going to happen here. Lots of interaction, obstacles, actual player and the enemies will be on this layer. Top layer will hold all the entities or all the assets in which user can walk into, like home or forest. If we uncheck this, we will lose lots of things. And as you can see, I have made a mistake. I have placed the road on this layer, so it's not right. We don't want player to walk into the road. We want the user to walk over the road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just clear it off. Clear the road. Yeah, roads are clear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layer player and place the roads over here. Straightforward. Nothing is complex in this. Easy to learn and easy to do. Control Z. You must be very careful when drawing a straight line. It's pretty messy. So yeah, we have the road on which player will be able to walk. So just make sure to uncheck every layer and just make sure that you have every assets in the right order in the right layer. So yeah, top layer holds all the things that we want a user to walk into, and the player layer, yeah, good. Like every obstacle is in the player layer, and grass, yeah, of course, that's the background, that's the ground of our game. So yeah, so this is pretty much it. This is all we want to do. And there is another important thing that you must note, that is there is a tab called terrains. It's something like a brush. You can create a brush with these tile sets. I will just show you how. See, like as we were developing a forest over here, what you might like is uh, I might decide to draw forest at some other locations maybe later if the need comes. So what we want to do is we want to create a brush or a terrain with this tile set. What we can do is just click on this image sort of icon and open this window and right click, I mean click this add button and add like forest and select these four tiles like this. Done. By this what we're going to get is we're going to get a brush that has these four layers. So in what way this is going to help you? Basically, as I told you, this is going to help you only if you are planning to have a brush that we can use it later. Like you don't know where exactly the forest will be, and like initially you think this is over here, but in the later, what you are going to do is you are going to think this might be over here. But the problem with this brush or this terrain thing is it's not a complete image. As you can see here, you have to do it like this. So it's not that easy to do, and it's pretty messy at times. So what I prefer is follow the shift thing, like just hold shift, click and select the entire image. So that would be the best thing for you to do. And well, yeah, this is what we would love to accomplish. So yeah, this is the basic thing, and just avoid using terrains if you ask me, and just stick to two tile sets, and select the tiles that you want to use and place them wherever you need it. And yeah, in the next tutorials, we will be taking a look at how to programmatically place the player on the map and how to give him movement. Thank you for watching, and if you want more videos, and press like, press subscribe, and